Morning, everyone. This is Nate G. This is the DPL training for January 25th. Markets are kind of going sideways here, testing some of the more recent lows. As you can see here on the cues, we've got a gap to fill in here, and these are new highs. We've hit new highs and we're consolidating, and below these levels we have a little bit of a gap to fill if we roll over. So we're kind of watching to see if these levels here on the Qs and the SPY are going to hold, or if we're going to roll over and fill that gap with a little weakness. It feels like we have a little weakness. Tesla came out with some not so great earnings yesterday. They are way down, to say the least. So I imagine, we actually gapped up a little bit on the Qs after selling off into the close yesterday. But I imagine that's kind of weighing on the market here a little bit. So just kind of keeping an eye on that. And it's been a good week. I know Nate Bear was on earlier saying that he has an eerie feeling. I agree with that to a certain extent in terms of, I'm not trying to, his feelings are his feelings. They're valid, as we all know. I kind of have a similar feeling like we've hit new highs. We had Netflix earnings. Now we've offset that with Tesla earnings. Now we're kind of going sideways here. I feel like we need, a healthy pullback. And so I'm kind of hesitant to put on a bunch of new longs here until we see what the market wants to do. So that's kind of where I'm at. I am still in KKR. I'm in KKR on this daily chart. It's a put credit spread that way down here in the 80s. So that'll expire this week at 100% profit, unless we get some massive pull. That'll expire tomorrow. So that's great. I am playing V into earnings this afternoon. But it just doesn't seem to want to give me the pop that I'm looking for. These are short dated options Friday, but we have earnings today into the close. So I will not hold these overnight because all of the IV will come out of them. But I'm just looking for a little bit of a pop and an IV push, into the earnings report. So that's not going to be a massive trade, but it hopefully it will be profitable. It's kind of sitting at zero for me right now. Played SMCI today. It's actually kind of fun to play these little bounces from here to here. Good 50% on a lotto option. I'm not in it right now, but I was playing that earlier. The one trade that broke down yesterday was Walmart. Was playing this on now more of an hourly as it kind of developed, and it's kind of breaking down and starting to return. But I was playing this pattern right here yesterday and the day before, that pattern right there, and we got a breakdown here and a close below my stop level, so I stopped out. Yes, we're getting a bit of a bounce here today, but I wanted to follow my rules. And my rules are, once this pattern is broken and we close below that on an hourly basis, I stop out. So I stopped out of Walmart. Mark D, yeah, I believe we'll have a pullback in the Qs. We're up at above 3 ATR, so we have to. And if I'm looking at the daily chart, I think it makes sense. Let me just get rid of all my lines here. Nope, I always do that. I honestly think it probably makes sense if we go and do something along, if we take this pullback here, project it up to there, right? We take, this smaller pullback here, project it up here. What about this smaller pullback? Let's just kind of see. These are symmetry lines, right? So on more recent pullbacks, right, we can even look. At the very least, I think we get, kind of a small healthy pullback. And so we kind of see a couple of lines at this sort of 218 level. And I'm not saying it happens today. I'm not saying, I don't really know when it will happen. But at the very least, you see this VP level here for 2070. I'm going to put a line there. And we can look at this on a 30-minute chart. I would say we get a pullback at some point here, and I'd love to play that, right? I mean, if you can see, if I should play this a little bit more, this yellow line here at this VP level, right, which is sort of the center of these people here. That would be a healthy pullback to some levels. So, I could see us coming into here and finding some support, or coming into. There's not a lot of VP at these double lines down here for symmetry, but there is down here, and then turning in and heading back up again, right? But anything within this range, really down into 412, would be a healthy pullback, right? It would be healthy, and then you get more buyers in these levels here or down in here. Even there's a large VP here, right? And then we can continue our move up. That would still be healthy. I wouldn't want to be in anything long as that happens. Maybe even play it short, but that wouldn't be, the market wouldn't be tanking at that point, right? I mean, and the market could surprise us and just kind of keep going, but eventually we'll get a healthy pullback. And that's just kind of an important thing to know as you get up into the 2 and 3 ATR, or the 3 and 4 ATR levels. You're not going to stay there for too long. Sometimes you do for a couple of days, but very nice. Yeah, better lucky than good sometimes. But you made an informed choice based on your knowledge of the markets and what being over 3 ATR means, right? So, it's not blind luck. You made a calculated choice, it sounds like. So, and I'm guessing that paid off for you. ADI looks really strong here. Let's see. What's our daily look like? Yeah, maybe looking to break up here. Pretty tight, close to earnings on the 14th, but there's yeah. Yeah, it's got to break above these levels to really look like it wants to go. But it's testing them for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of people reporting next week. Hopefully they're, the earnings reports are good and we can continue the market move up. So we'll see. Does anybody have anything that they're looking at that are oh yeah, Google's pushing right into what, earnings early next week? Yeah, Monday. Is that Monday the 30th? Is that right? have a look at NOV, November. Let's see. You think it looks quite healthy. Okay, in what edge are you playing? Are you looking at it on the daily chart? Are you looking at it on a minute chart? Oh, so Tuesday's the 30th. Thank you, Navy Nick. Appreciate it. So when you say it looks healthy, I can see we've got a little bit of a. Oh, why did I choose that tool? That was dumb. Got a little bit of a flag setting up here, right? But I'm on a weekly chart, and this to me, feels like we're in a downtrend and then going sideways. I mean, we could be setting up a base here. All-time lows are not too far away. But I don't know what edge you're trying to play here. A breakout of that flag. It doesn't set up well for my eye personally, but that's just me. I have a very specific edge that I try to play. I mean, even for me, this is a weekly chart, so they're daily. So I inverted it here, but here I'll invert it back. Here's your daily chart, and it's pushing up within this pattern here. It's kind of got it's kind of a little bit of a double pattern, larger flag, smaller one, and it looks to be pushing up out of that. It's in a daily squeeze, rounding momentum. My only issue is you've got earnings coming up. What is that, Wednesday? Something like that. KKR. How do you know when to close out a position like KKR? Um, because it's reached targets from me, right? So in this case, well, I mean, if I was playing this as a standard call on the daily, I'm taking profits at this 185.38. When it hits or makes a new high. Sorry, it's actually a little higher than that. It hasn't quite got there. 185.50 or 60, and then finally taking it off at the 1272, which is up here at 87.44, right? So that's how I would time that. Now, if I'm in a daily and it's taking a long time to get there and I'm starting to get chewed up on theta, I might take profit a little earlier. I would personally, if it were, well, I am in this, but I'm in a different kind of trade. I have a rule: I don't hold through earnings. So as we get closer to earnings, I would also take it off if I'm in profit. There's kind of a lot of reasons there. It's a slow mover, right? We got our big move here, and now we've got kind of another almost a 30-minute hourly chart setting up. That looks pretty good. We got a breakdown and reclaim of that level. I was talking about it, could have been a good trade up here as well, or still potentially is. Maybe I'd like to take it off of 84 area, that volume profile. Yeah, so if I want to find out the fib extensions, right? I'm going to use this tool here. I'm going to go from the high to the low of the pullback, right? You could even go to the low of this pullback, although you know that just kind of becomes an art, right? From the high to the low, and then you've got your 100% retracement right at the high, and then you've got your 1.272 extension, and those are how I set targets when I'm trading TPS. Did that help, Nola Ryan? Yeah, and you can change. You can get rid of a bunch of these lines in here. I mean, I don't even use the ones inside the 100% retracement. So you could even go in and go, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I don't need that. Right? So then all these middle ones go away. So you just have the 100% 1272, and for your big time runners, 1618. And then you've got some profit targets and sometimes even a stop level. What's up, Nate Bear? Just kind of sitting here talking about quantifying your thoughts a little bit, that things feel a little heavy up here. Tried to find some retracement levels or some symmetry levels here. And I think at the very least, if we kind of break down these lows in the Qs, we're at the very least coming into 421.84 VP level. And then there's a little symmetry below that. And then there's some double symmetry down at 418.31, although it's not really supported by a lot of VP. So I'm inclined to think that one might not hold quite as well. I love it when symmetry is supported by a large VP level. This one, the fourth one at 412.31 is interesting because it is the value area high of this huge chunk of people right here. So if we get a big pullback, I could see us bouncing there. I mean, that's the breakout level, right? So I'm going to leave those on the chart. Can I? Yeah, it feels. I mean, we have to have a pullback at some point, and so I'm. It's been a pretty good week. I'm not really looking to put a lot of new longs on at the moment because the market might move without me. Great, I'll take some profit on the things I have on. But I'm not looking to load the boat because I feel like we've got a pullback coming, a healthy one. Like I'm not sitting here saying the market's going to roll over and everybody's going to lose all their money. I'm just saying we kind of need one for buyers to step back in and start moving up. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's see. What about IBM for a second day play? Yeah, IBM could be a second day play. You want me to? This is Nate's chart. This TJX. But yeah, this thing's kind of a beaut. Should we set up a potential trade plan on that? God, look at that. It's juicy. It's so juicy. I mean, look at this this is a 78-minute chart, TJX. Jim G, it's called volume profile on Thinkorswim. So here's our point of control of this pattern. Let's make it red. Let's make it red. I might have to get me into some TJX as well. And then if it doesn't work, I can blame Nate. And if it does work, it was my idea all along because I marked up the chart. I would like TJX. I mean, we're almost there. I would like TJX off of this 85, 95 level. Right, Nate? Damn it, TJX didn't work. Nate had a bad trade advice. And if it works, I'll post in here that I made 150% on my TJX, and I'm the man. This is a pretty looking chart right here on the 78. I like it quite a bit. Let's see what we're looking at. I mean, even the 130 has the rounding momentum. It's prettier to me on the 78 though. Yeah, if we can come down into, I mean, we're nearly there. We're nearly there, into this 95.10 level. What do the options look like on TJX? I might just pick some up here. Is there earnings anytime soon? When's earnings? February 28th? That's a ways away. I'm looking at the 95s for February 9th. Let's see here. Looking at the 95s, 15 days out. Is that right? For 145s. Let's see here. I'm going to miss this, aren't I? Oh, that's the 9th. I was wondering why. 22. I don't need 22 days. I'm going to take 22 days. We'll go out to the 23rd. I'm going to get the 95s. And I kind of like it right here. And then, sorry, I'm not watching chat. I'll catch back up. Yeah, and then, so what that will end up looking like on this 78-minute chart is we're going to put our box in here, our trade box, right? Taking it here, risking to that value area low. We're going to project. That's not what I wanted. You stop it right now. We're going to project our fib on this breakout. In this case, my target number 1 is going to be a breakthrough to 90. What just happened? Let's go back to 30-minute. Yikes. To 96.41 is going to be my target, and it's nearly a 3-to-1 RR. And if we get a bit of a dip, I'm going to mark this little, let's see here. And I've left room to add on dip down into that trend line area. That's my trade plan. Let's see how it goes. Bond auction at 1. Whoop, there we go. Let's see what happens here on our cues. This was our old low, which we've held. And we've got our breakdown and reclaim there. And then we've got our gap close there. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Damien, you can buy it on every trading platform that offers options, basically. I am still in KKR, Alan. My KKR is a put credit spread down here at 80 and 81 for expiring this week. So I'm in good shape. I'm just going to let that expire for 100%. You going SMCI again, Nate Dog? I took one of those this morning and got a nice little pop on it. What is this? Get out of here. Yeah, I think I did this one from here to here. And I thought about doing that one for a move back up, but I chickened out. I felt like I got away with something on that one, and so I would probably get burned if I tried to do that one. You ever get that feeling like, ooh, I got away with that one. That was great because is really wicky through here, and I was just waiting to stop out, and I was like, just hang on, and then boom, and then I was like, okay. It was a good trade. Like I was going to honor my stop and, I had my levels, but I was like, felt like I got away with it on that one. I came back into this level and I'm like, I don't know if I can get away with it twice, but I could have. But I didn't want to erase the gains that I had made, I don't know, it was like 52% or something like that to there. I was like, I'm good. But it just bounced off this support level. Yeah, sometimes there's an opportunity to make money. Sometimes you have those days where you're like, oh, bounce it once, bounce it twice, bounce it 3 times. I made a bunch of money. And then other times you're like, I don't know. You watching this 10-minute? I bet that looks really nice. Yeah. Man, what a base. What a base. That might be nice for if it holds this base into the close for a little overnight lotto. All right. That's kind of it for me. Just kind of wanted to come in and talk about open trades, and we got to set up a trade idea on TJX. Got a little 3-to-1 risk reward there, so that's nice. And gonna kind of play it easy. I'm not gonna put anything else on for a while because just don't trust the market at the moment. Gut feeling. If I was gonna take if it kind of holds and we get into the latter part of the day and we're still kind of holding this level here, it might not. It might just go. SMCI. What would I would potentially buy. God dang, these are still expensive. I mean, there's a lot of volume in the 500s for tomorrow. Although I don't love that for an overnight play. I don't like that far out of the money overnight lotto with 1 DTE. is just too much opportunity for that to decay. Looks like I might want to go here right now. There's just too much of an opportunity for decay overnight. And then if you kind of go at the money or next week, those are pretty expensive. Not exactly a lotto at that point, where you're risking. Yeah, I don't think for me, I don't think it has a good setup for an overnight lotto because you'd have to play zero DTE. It's Thursday into Friday. You're just going to get so much theta decay overnight because you have to play so far out of the money because you want it to be a lotto and you're risking the whole value. It's not for me. It's not worth it. When is Tesla going to stop? Let's see if we can find a level. And then I'll jump off. Sorry. I said I was going to jump off a minute ago. I lied. I can't be trusted. Well, it kind of blew through this level here. And to me, it looks like it might find, at least from a value area low perspective, it might find a little footing, maybe 177.79. It's not far away from there. This is a point of control here, so we'll make that red at 184.75. And then this is kind of a value area low, but it's from way back here. I don't know how many people are still left from here. So it'll find footing when it finds footing. You think 150? Yeah, maybe. This low here. We shall see. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I will talk to y'all later. I know Mr. Bear is coming back on here in a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Hope SMCI goes for you, Nate. That'll be a great little pop trade if it wants to. Day to expiration is DTE. So some options have weekly expirations, right? Some options have daily expirations. So if you're playing a zero DTE, it means you're either playing a weekly expiration on a Friday, because that's that same day, or you're playing the Qs or the SPY or the SPX, which have daily expiration options, and you're playing it for that day, meaning it expires at the close of that day. I will talk to you all later.